Okay, so I normally don't make videos, but I was watching this live stream of the presidential debate, and this is what happened after the debate was over, and I just wanted everyone to hear what what they talked about and who they talked about. Just take a listen.
It was Ed Henry, actually, one of our correspondents. He's our chief White House correspondent. He and I follow each other on Twitter, and he said, I miss 9/9. I just missed the catchiness, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think 999 was a very clear message. I mean, King was a great communicator. He may not have been a great potential president, but he was a great communicator. I think Gingrich has done very well in debates. I think this was his best debate tonight, and I think to a certain extent he moved himself forward.
Because he had to.
He had to, absolutely.
And he had to, because his numbers nationally in the latest Fox poll are disastrous. They were unfavorable. But in South Carolina, he's a running second, and he can turn that around. A couple other things that are worth saying. The word for Romney is not compelling. It wasn't bad. He was very good, but he's not the front runner. He's the presumptive nominee. And the question is, will it be enough? Rick Santorum, I have to say, has an edge on him that I think is a concern. And let me just say this. If people in South Carolina got that right to work position, what do you think would happen to him, Ed, in South Carolina?
He'd kill. Right to work has been a big issue for 25 years in South Carolina.
Let me make two additional points. The reason why 999 is so significant, putting aside the specifics, it was an optimistic view forward. It was a plan. And bottom line, we listened for over an hour and a half tonight. I defy anyone here to tell us what the plan was. That was articulated. But there's a second point. There's one other word we didn't hear. And it's the key for the whole American people. And your panel here did something before. We got together, we talked, we had dinner. And this isn't just Doug Schoen. This is Ed Rollins and Pat Caddell. The key word, leadership.
Yeah.
Nobody articulated
Okay, listen to what he's about to say right here.
a plan, a view of what their role would be as the commander-in-chief. It isn't there. We got a lot of issues. We got no themes, no leadership,
We don't have a
no
vision,
energy,
but we don't
no
have-
optimism.
We don't have an optimistic vision that says, I'm going to change and save the country in decline, which is what Rick.
How can they say that when Ron Paul's whole message is about optimism and about saving the country? So, I mean, this is pretty much blatant mainstream media BS. I mean, keep watching.
It's hard for me to imagine you in a hood in Minnesota or anywhere else.
Well, I live in Jersey.
Somewhere on the
everything is a
court,
hood.
somewhere on the court, or somewhere on the football field, there's always a guy saying, "Give me the ball, I will score."
Yeah, put me in, coach.
Give me the ball, let me score. And that's what this country is waiting for.
Oh, that couldn't be Ron Paul, could it?
Did you hear that tonight?
I heard a little bit more, and I don't mean just to always be going after Gingrich. I thought Gingrich had a good night. Santorum missed the cues, and the cues were the contest was him and Gingrich.
Yeah.
He fought Perry.
But what about Ron Paul?
And
He fought everybody.
But he fought Paul. I mean, Paul, that's what I mean. He fought
Perry and Paul.
Well, you know, I'm
By
looking
the way,
at this.
he didn't know who his opponent was. Paul was sitting there beating the living daylights out of him.
Yeah.
He's engaging a guy who, by the way, for all the Paul people out there, let me say, Paul had his normally good debate. In fact, I thought he had a little bit better.
Yeah,
Ron Paul, he has his base. But that's not Santorum's problem.
Okay, but let's spend
He was just a little bit better. He's not drastically different than everyone else or anything.
a little time talking about Ron Paul, because I'd have to say that on Twitter and the live chat tonight, wait, I can't get back on the live chat right now because y'all are crashing it. So, seriously, no, it's a fantastic problem to have. But if you want to get through to me right away, it's at Harris Walker on Twitter. As soon as my screen comes back up, I'll be able to talk with you again on the chat. I can see it, but I just can't see all of it. But what I'm seeing here is people were upset because when we did our chart, Ron Paul was not there, and we are going to go back to John Roberts in just a few minutes and see how people reacted to Ron Paul real time. But a lot of people felt like, well, okay, the 81 charge says, does the GOP really think they can win without the support of Ron Paul?
No, they can't.
They can't.
They can't. I mean, I've just tell you, I've done 9 presidential campaigns. If we don't have those young voters who are supporting him, we will not basically win.
By the way, I mean, this is their medium. I mean, they're all over it tonight, and they love him, and they want to hear from him.
So they're nominated.
He was on the end physically tonight, Ron Paul. You pointed out he was second.
He finished second. You would wonder why he's on the end, but I'm not. I don't draw up the debate.
Joe, do you think there needed to be more involvement of Ron Paul?
Here's the thing: it was a sporadic participation of Paul in the middle, and then Gingrich, and I think the second and third segment disappeared. That works to Governor Romney's advantage, because he wasn't the focal point. He's leading in Harris. If he wins 3 out of 3, it becomes an even more uphill fight for anybody.
It's over then. I'll tell you what, because he'll win Florida and it's over.
I think Frank Pearson 3 says it. I'm done listening. Ron Paul exists.
Yeah, but the point is...
Sounds like the people that listen to this show are a lot smarter. And by the way, I've heard these 3 guys before, and I mean, they're honestly like they're honestly dumb. Like, the things that they say are honestly unintelligent. Like, not to even, really talk bad. They're just not smart. And it's funny. It's like you have to put the dumbest people on these shows because they're the only ones that are stupid enough to blatantly lie, I guess.
I love
all
that.
these people, yes, they do. But the fact of the matter is, and I hate to throw cold water on this, 70% of the voters who are watching this debate and make a decision don't know what Twitter is and are not on it. All right?
You don't think so?
No, because they're older voters. They're not stop what they're doing, and we need to make that distinction. Understand there's a bigger electorate out there that's being spoken. And let me just say one point about Gingrich. My God, you give him liberal.
Let me just make one point about who.
Commentators asking him liberal questions, and he hits it so far out of the park, it's in another state.
No question.
And they keep doing this.
I want to go out to Neil King from the Wall Street Journal, but when we come back, for now, it's a live program, and the Wall Street Journal will go out to him. But for now, the thing I want to ask you, December, when we saw Newt Gingrich speaking, I mean, because we almost every month had somebody else speaking. So you saw, and people would say, well, electability. We went through Iowa.
Inspires passion. We see that on Twitter. We see that.
Oh, candidates got to be electable. What are they really looking for, these voters?
Well, there are 2 questions. Who inspires passion?
Ron Paul.
We see that on Twitter. We see that with applause. We see it on the chat. But then Pat was right. There's about 60-70% of the electorate that's older.
Look at these guys' face. I hate to keep interrupting, but just look at this guy's face. I mean, look at them. I mean, they honestly look like they know that they're like disgusted with themselves. Like, that's what I always think. I mean, I just feel like these guys are like just, I mean, I don't know. You make the call. I'm not going to say anything bad. Just look at their faces and make the call.
More conservative, more staid. They don't tweet. They don't necessarily get excited. But if you look at the Fox News poll, bottom line, the top reason why people are voting for a candidate, electability.
And let me just say, that is unusual. People usually don't admit that. What amazes me about the Romney campaign, and the missing thing...
All right, well, I'd end it there, so that's pretty much it. Maybe mention Ron Paul a couple times. I mean, obviously, for the Ron Paul supporters that see this video, you guys know that was blatant. I mean, very blatant. And the funniest part is that most people that are probably tuned into the live stream are probably younger people like me, and they probably actually support Ron Paul. So I'm sure more than one person called these pundits here unintelligent, uneducated pundits talking and just completely disregarding Ron Paul, and it's almost laughable. And especially since they put him on the end and everything else. But I guess, the more they do it, the more they propagate us, the more we're just supposed to become complacent. So, all I can say is don't. And let's keep fighting for liberty, and let's keep fighting for Ron Paul. And please spread this video. I don't know if it'll get taken down or not, but spread it any way that you possibly can, and edit it and do whatever you want to it. All right? Peace.